Sometimes the devil tries turn me around. Keep pressing on, 'cause my soul is heavy now. Cause my soul is heaven now.
And we on Raider Nation. What is happening? What is going on? What is the deal, man? You are back for another episode here of the Raider Rundown, man. And today, y'all see the title, y'all know what it is, man. Football is officially back, man. We here and we talking about the first day of Raiders training camp, man. So we got some stuff to break down from some of the beat writers that was there, man. Talk about some of the practice, talk about some of the signings that we had the other day as well. You already know, man, we had some roster moves that we're going to have to tap in with, touch in with. But before we get into that, man, y'all already know what time it is, man. Let's go ahead, let's play that funky music, and let's get the show cracking. What's happening? What's going on? What is the deal, man? Like I said, you are back for another episode here of the Raider Rundown, man. You already know what it is. Make sure you guys are tapping on the like button. Make sure you guys are tapping on that subscribe button, man. It is going to be another beautiful show today. You already know what it is, bro. But let's go ahead. Let's continue to tap in with what we got going on for the Raiders, man. What's on the slate today? We are going to be talking about training camp day one, right? And then we're gonna talk about some of the roster moves, man. I think we might even tap in with the roster moves first. But before we get into all that, man, you already know what it is, man. We got the first little segment of the day, man, which is man, you already know what it is, man. It's roll call, man. We got to give a shout out, got to give some love to all my peoples that is in the chat, all my family that is here, man, saying what's good, man. My guy Jay in the building, man. What's going on, big dog? How you feeling? How you feeling? Hopefully you feeling good, man. Hopefully everything is copacetic around there, man. You said your daughter's yelling Raider. Hey, man, she yelling what she's supposed to. Football is back. You know what I mean? She's yelling what she's supposed to. KZ Kazo Kufit. I believe I'm saying that right. Because Kazoku, I believe I said that Kazoku fit. If I'm not saying that right, that's on me. But either way, man, appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in. Raider Ben in the building, man. What's going on, Ben? Appreciate you for tapping in as well, man. Make sure you guys continue to tap in with the chat and all that extra, man, because the show ain't gonna move without y'all. You already know what time it is, man. And obviously, I gotta get y'all takes on some of these signings that the Raiders done made already, man. I want to hear from y'all, man. How do y'all feel? Because I saw everybody else go live yesterday. You know what I mean? Everybody else was live. They was talking about how maybe they were excited about some of the signings, how they were kind of some head scratchers. So until then, man, let's go ahead. Let's continue. Let's talk about it. But like I said, man, make sure you guys are tapping on that like and subscribe button. Appreciate everybody that's in the building, man. One last time, man. Let's go ahead. Let's get this thing started. So, you already know what it is. The Raiders have made some moves as far as yesterday and bringing in some players, right? They brought in some players. We made a couple signings, made a couple cuts as well. And we're going to go ahead and talk about that first before we get into some of the training camp news and everything in between. So let's go ahead. Let's start this thing off with the big one, right? Let's start off with the big one. Number one, bro, the Raiders have made a veteran signing in the safety room. And this whole time here on the rundown, bro, we were over here, we were talking about what can we do in the safety room. We've been thinking about some signings, right? Everybody, hey, what can we do in the safety room? What does it look like, right? So they give us a signing, but not one that we actually was thinking about, right? So the signing that we're talking about is Jamal Adams, right? The Raiders have signed Jamal Adams to a short-term deal, right? The deal is, I believe I saw somewhere like 1.25 million or something like that. It's something very cheap, astronomically cheap, bro. So again, on that standpoint, who cares, right? On that standpoint, who cares? Because he's only getting paid in peanuts. So at the end of the day, bro, like no harm, no foul, right? No harm, no foul. So on that standpoint, yeah, I agree with a lot of y'all. I could care less because of how much he's getting paid. All right, that's fine. But then we're gonna go into another aspect of it before we get into it, man. John Leon is into it. It is in the building. And y'all already know, man, we're gonna give you the rundown on what Jamal Adams has done before. What is he doing coming into it, right? My 2 cents on this, bro. I'm not super excited about having Jamal Adams being signed. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not super excited. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say like this is the worst thing in the world. I'm throwing shit and I feel like they've done me wrong. No, I'm not saying that. The Raiders, at the end of the day, I'm glad that they're searching for something. I'm glad they're not being stagnant. I'm glad they're not just sitting around and being like, oh, we're fine. We'll just go into the season with it. Because we all clearly know that there's more signings that could be had. There's more players that could be used, right? From other teams that's on the market, whatever the case. When it comes to Jamal Adams, though, this is the thing. I don't know if this is the type of safety that we needed. Right now, I get it. Chest piece a little bit to move along, the second level of the defense. If you wanted him to play like some linebacker type stuff, definitely can do that. But me personally, I thought the main problem that we had was coverage, right? And not saying that the safeties we had couldn't cover, but we talked about it a lot here on the show. I personally felt like Palomal, Chin, both pretty much box safeties, really, right? Box safeties, really, where now we taking Palomar and he's going to be playing that majority free safety role, which is a role he hasn't necessarily done up to this point, right? So in that standpoint, that's why I'm like, okay, let's go ahead. Let's try to sign somebody who's veteran at playing that center field, who veteran at going back there and playing that free safety. That's not necessarily Jamal Adams, right? I mean, let's keep it all the way funky. We know when it comes to coverage, that ain't his strong suit, right? We know it ain't his strong suit. Now bringing them up, like again, bringing them up in the box, letting them play down in the second level like a linebacker. Yeah, we can get it in for sure. But we out of the three safeties that are in our safety room, y'all let me know which one you're the most confident in their coverage abilities. Now, we can talk about hitting all we want, right? We can talk about run stuff in and all that extra and playing and be close to the line of scrimmage all we want. We can do that. But we got to ask ourselves, which safety out of all the ones that we got in our room are we like, yeah, bro, I'm feeling his coverage ability. Because out of the three, if you're going to tell me it's Palomar, you're going to tell me it's Chin, Jamal Adams, and okay, let's add Lonnie Johnson in there. Let's add the Harper guy in there. That's the five. I'll give you 5 names, right? Out of them 5 names, Palomar is maybe. And Chin, yeah, I do like Chin. Chin is covered. But as far as being just a all-around cover guy, Palomar has the best chance, in my opinion. Out of them 5 names, dog, we talking about Thomas Harper, Lonnie Johnson, Jamal Adams. Chin can be okay in the coverage, but again, it's not a strong suit. And there you go, Palomar. Out of all of them, bro, it's probably Palomar I have the most faith in to make that big leap, right? Everybody else, Chin, like I said, he's okay. I'm not really worried about him. See, he's all right. It's not super strong suit of him being his coverage ability. It's not really a strong suit, but he's okay. Not liability. Jamal Adams, on the other hand, hey, there are things I'm refraining from saying right now because it's always like when we make a signing, we don't never want to listen to nobody that shits on the signing or he's like, oh yeah, it's not my favorite signing. So I'm refraining a lot of things that I'm saying. But the last time that I did see Jamal Adams, last time I saw him playing football, it wasn't good. It was not good. It was not good. Now it can work out. Let's just bring it all to the conclusion, dog. Let's just bring it all to the conclusion. The man is making peanuts. He's making peanuts. So how mad can we really get at someone that's not making that big of a dollar amount? No harm, no foul. You feel what I'm saying? No harm, no foul. Now I see Space Beast, Jamal, weak side linebacker. I get it. But then from all reports today, it seems like the linebacker room has been fixed, right? It seems like they're very strong about the linebacker room. How many goddamn linebackers we need? You know what I mean? I mean, we just signed Jermaine Pratt. I like the linebacker room now with Landon Roberts, Pratt, and even Devin White after watching some of his film. I'm cool, right? But damn, bro, how many linebackers? Because even Chin is going to be doing some of that, right? How many guys need to be playing linebacker? That's all I'm asking. Where it's like, there are not many coverage guys when you're talking about some of these positions, right? So let's just go through it. Let's go through it, right? Because of course y'all know what it is. It's the rundown. So whatever move, whatever signing, whatever happens, we give you the rundown, right? So check it out. We can go the last 3 years, and this is where it gets dicey for me, right? And we'll talk about a deeper, I guess, issue if that's how you want to present it. But this is where things start to get a little dicey. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen, and of course, we're gonna look at some of the stats that tell some of Jamal Adams' story. Does it tell the whole story? No. We all concede that. We all know we're not PFF warriors around here or stat kings, right? We all know that stats don't tell everything. But we can take off the Jet years, right? Take off the first 3 years. Who cares? Those are the fucking Jets. Next, though, what we will talk about is the Seattle tenure. Let's talk about Seattle tenure. All right. 2020, COVID year. Okay, this is the 9.5 sacks that Space Beast is referring to. You feel what I'm saying? This is the 9.5 sacks that Space Beast is referring to. Right? Cool. That looks good. Right? I'm with that. Forced fumbles 1, right? When you look at that sack total, though, that's kind of like an outlier. That's damn near 10 sacks. You feel what I'm saying? And the other highest one would be damn near 7. But after that, it all dwindles down to 4, too. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit here and say, like, that's the super mainstay. Because he was in Seattle for 4 years, and even in the 4 years, there's 0 sacks up in there. Or the 3 years after the 9.5 sacks, there's 0 sacks, right? Now, what did I just say that I thought our biggest problem was as far as the safety, secondary play, coverage, right? Coverage. How can we improve that? How can we bolster that? By all means, when you look at the stat line, none of this in the career total shows you getting hands. Well, no, I won't lie. 2018, he's getting hands on the football. 12 pass deflections, right? 12 pass deflections in 2018. So I can't say that, right? That was a good year. Even 2019, 7, good year, right? But as we continue, this is where it starts to worry me. As we get closer to the present, you feel me? It's dwindling down. It's dwindling down. Now, I know injury is some of the factor. I guess injury is some of the factor. But when we get close to the present, bro, you know what I mean? Now we here to 2021, 5, right? Now we go into 2022, 1 pass deflection right here, right? 2023, only 2 pass deflections. Interception total has never really been big, right? There's never really been something that you can really look at for him. But now we're going into the 2 years, right? That's leading up into, or last year. Now we're going into last year. Nothing last year. Nothing. Right? You look at Tennessee, you look at Detroit, there are no stats. There are no stats to even speak of. So what is the overall main issue, you would say? Like, what are we gonna, how are we gonna characterize this? So for me, right, I'm putting it like this. I feel like there's a lot of players on this squad, and I get it. Can't have too many linebackers, can't do this, can't do that. But I feel like there's a lot of players on the squad where we looking and we're like, man, if only Pete can resurrect them. You know, like I feel like we're saying that for a lot of guys on this team. And sure, that's fine. That's fine. We can have that confidence for a lot of dudes. You know what I mean? We got that confidence for some guys. Like we got Devin White. We got, you know, you're looking at now Jamal Adams, and now we're going to say that. And I feel like there's a couple other guys on the team where we're saying that too, where it's like Kappa a little bit. Really, Kappa ain't really been with Pete, but at the same time, we're taking veterans and we're like, man, we can resurrect them. We got Pete. You know what I mean? Or we got something familiar. That's only going to work so many times, dog. Like keep example. If we have 5 of them type guys, law of averages, bro, probably like only 2 of them is going to work, to be honest with you. If we're talking about guys that, oh, man, they just need a resurrection in their career. Man, they're going to be right back to form or anything like that. There's probably only a couple handful of guys that's going to do that. Not every single veteran signing is going to do that. That's just keeping it a bean. That's not saying we hope they don't do that or anything like that, but we gotta keep it real. You know what I mean? Law of averages, bro. Again, if we got 5 type players that's going to all sit here and have the same type of excuse, or not excuse, but you know, they're veterans. They've been down on their luck a couple years, haven't really gave that type of good stats in a couple years. But it's okay. You know, they're with Pete now. They're in familiar settings and all the extra. They'll bounce back. A lot of, you know, if we got 5 players saying that, How many do y'all think is realistically going to work out if we're talking about them type of veterans, right? Realistic. And that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. We gotta at some point, because football is bad, and trust me, the blinders are on. The Raider goggles are on 100%. I'm with y'all. Super Bowl 17-0. I'm with y'all. But at the same time, we do got to add a splash of reality. we got to add a splash of reality into this motherfucker before we all sitting here looking stupid, right? I'm just saying, not everything is going to be, oh man, peaches and cream, rainbows. It's just not reality. I've watched the Raiders long enough. I've watched football long enough for me to know some of these veteran dudes are getting signed this late for that little amount of money for a reason. For a reason. And, you know, the more that you can get to work out like that, the better, of course. But we just got to be real about it. Now, oh, man, big dog in the building, man. What's going on? My dog Machiavelli in the building. What's happening? What's happening? Glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. Who else we got? Oh, shit. Got my guy. Just another DJ in the building, too. What's happening? What's happening? What's going on? Now my guy Space Beast, he said, yeah, it's an either or for the law of averages. White, Adams, somebody getting cut. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, this is a conversation that we got to. No, is it a big deal if they get cut, though? That's the thing. No, it's not really like a big deal if they get cut. Because again, Jamal Adams is making circus peanuts. Who cares? You feel what I'm saying? That when you're looking at Devin White, I mean, she's comparable to a pack of gushers. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like they're not making anything. So who cares? But the more players that you have starting that are like that, the worse it is. That's my only point, right? We can have a lot of players on the team. If they're depth, then who gives a shit about where they are, if they get cut or whatever, they're depth. Devin White ain't depth. You feel what I'm saying? He's starting from all accounts. So his ass better be good. There is no, man, you know, no harm, no foul with Devin White. Hell no. Nah. His ass is starting. Jamal Adams is a little different because I don't know fully. He's not starting. I'll tell you that right now. He's definitely not starting. Is he going to get into the rotation? To be seen. To be seen. Because that's where he's going to have to fit in. It is not going to be a starting role. I don't see him starting above Palomar. He's not starting above Chen. It's just not happening. So we'll see where he fits in. That's a little one where I'm like, he might, it's up in the air by how he makes the roster or not. When I'm talking about Jamal Adams, it'd be up in the air for me. Does he make the roster? Who does he beat out? Does he beat out what's his name? Lonnie Johnson and all the extra. So there would be that. Let me go ahead, man. Let me tap in with some of the chat here, man. Will Jamal be a starter this season? What are you expecting from him? To be honest, and I believe this is Spence, man. If this is Spence, appreciate you for tapping in, big dog. And make sure you guys always go ahead and show some love to Spence and Unc over there on their show when they're talking about what damn, bro, I be forgetting the name of y'all goddamn show. Dead in the Water. Dead in the Water. Look at that. Hey, free promo for y'all, man. You already know. But make sure y'all tap in with him. What do we expect from him? Will he be a starter? No, he will not be a starter. I'm putting my flag in that shit right now. I don't think he will be a starter. As far as expectation, I if he makes the team, linebacker. I expect him to do more linebacker shit. I do not expect them to put him back there and play deep third safety or something like that. Like, no. I don't see that at all. So linebacker for sure. It'd be straight, man. I think if they do get him, bring him in. If he's right. If he's good enough, he makes the roster and he's kind of back to that form a little bit. We got something. I thought I heard my phone. My bad. But just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because when it comes to us, bro, y'all know what it is, man. We all sit here, dog. We smell that grass. We see footballs being thrown around. Oh man, shit. 17-0. Like, it never fails. It's happened every year of my Raider fandom. So now I feel like we got to kind of tie it back a little bit, bro. Tie it back a little bit until they give us that type of play to have us have that type of delusion. Then at that point, yeah, for sure, it is what it is. The belief in Pete bringing out the potential in this team is at an all-time high with the fan base right now. You know what, DJ? It is. It is. And this is the only reason, and bro, this is gonna sting. It's gonna sting. But we had the same fucking feeling last year, the year prior, not the year prior, but probably 2 years prior. Half of us, right? Gruden, same feeling, right? Same fit, bro. It's always like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, and he could be better. I believe Pete will be better than every coach that we just named. He will be better. But it's a fan base. We said that, bro, about insert coach here. You feel what I'm saying? Like we can say, man, this whole sentence you just said, DJ, you take out Pete, put another name. How many times have we done this as a fan base and said, man, coach X, Y, and Z, if you just get him his guy, right? Like if you just get him these veterans, years. We've done it for years. Not saying Pete can't do it. But there is a level of the cards got to be on the table. You know what I mean? Cards got to be on the table, dog. Myra G in the building, man. Appreciate y'all. And if the sound sounds funky, apologies, right? Apologies. I don't know what's going on with some of my sound system around this mug. It decided to not work for you, boy. But if y'all can hear me, hold on. If y'all can hear me loud and clear, hopefully we still good. But if the sound sounds a little funky, don't trip. By next show, we will have this figured out. Of course, man, the show before I take my goddamn vacation is when my shit wants to go faulty. But that's cool. That's fine. Or some bird will get cut. Tommy Eichen or Rookie Linden. Hey, and keeping it real funky with you, I don't think Lindenberg makes it. I don't think Lindenberg makes it. I don't. And we'll talk about that. There's gonna be a show. I think we'll do a show. Probably. I'm trying to debate when a good time is to do a show to predict the roster moves or whatever. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, right now I don't think he makes the squad, bro. A little portion of me is off of that. Reezy Rock says 17-0 is stupid. Now 16-1. That's reckless thinking I can support. No, hey, I get you. That I'm with. That I'm with. There's the splash of reality, the one. There you go. Pete is the most confident head coach we've had. I've been watching the Raiders since Art Shellon. Oh, yeah. There is no doubt in my mind that he is the better coach that we've had in a long time. There are just some things that we just have to be honest and be like, yeah, it's probably not going to work all the way like we think it's going to work, you know? Eric Raiders Haters Hunter in the building, man. What's the deal, big dog? Appreciate you. Super Shine in the building, man. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Let me see, man. Let me see what else you're talking about. My guy, he asked, who are our starting corners going to be for week 1? Man, if you are a Jacorian Bennett fan, you come to the wrong channel. Because right now, I don't think he starts, bro. I don't think he starts, to be honest with you. I personally think Darian Porter is going to start. I think he's going to get out there. The way they talking him up, the way Pete talking him up, even yesterday in the presser, we'll talk about a little bit of comments that Pete made yesterday in the presser. But, hey, they propping him up now. They want him to be good, which, hey, I cannot blame them. We just drafted Buddy. Yes, I want him to get his ass out there and play. But he's going to get in there. Surprise. I think it's going to be Stokes, bro. I think it's going to be Stokes to get the other spot. The way that Pete is talking about the corners, right? Haven't had this. And y'all heard the presser yesterday. We'll kind of splash a little bit into it. Oh man, I haven't had this athletic of a group, this big, this fast of a group. You know what I mean? He was even talking about Seattle too. I've never had this type of long athleticism, right? It has not been that many words on Jacorian at all. Now, y'all can go back. Y'all can ask yourselves, y'all can go back to whatever presser, bro. When it comes to Pete, the DB coach, PG, whatever defensive dude you want to say, bro, I ain't heard too much. Y'all can find me the clip, find me the quote that says Jacorian Bennett is looking good to reclaim the starting spot. Find me a quote that says that, other than Jacorian Bennett looks to get back from his shoulder injury. That's it, bro. That's it. We're going to go into goddamn preseason week 3, and we're going to be saying that. People still going to be saying the same thing. But his shoulder, hey, we'll see, bro. We start in training camp today. This is day 1. Who knows what happens? There's a battle that has to be had, right? So we'll see. But if you're asking me my predictions, that's my predictions. I think it's going to be Eric Stokes and Darian Porter. It's going to be our starting corners. We had the emotion from the structure. We haven't had the structure since 01 and 04, and those were sabotage years. I'm hopeful we won't be the worst in depth players, coaches, QBs, RBs, and injuries. No, I agree. I agree. This looks to be the most stable of Raiders brass in a very while. But we'll see. Again, there is no more speculation. Shit's on the grass now, bro. Like this is why I'm excited, bro. I feel it for this time of year. I feel like Phil Collins, bro. I feel it in the air. You know what I'm saying? This shit right here, bro, is where now we can start separating all the speculation, the assumption, the this, the that. Nah, bro, we on the grass now. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see who wins games and all that extra. Look, hey, fan base right here. The number 1 JB fan. You feel what I'm saying? I'll pray for you, brother. I'm gonna pray for you. But next off, you don't think Jacorian experience wins out? This thing with Porter, I don't think it matters because, well, I don't think all of them. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters at all about experience. When Pete himself yesterday was asked and gave the answer, how do you feel about playing younger guys? His response, not verbatim, but pretty much the response. I don't care about playing younger guys. I've played freshmen when he was in college as a college coach, and he's played rookies when he's been in the NFL, which is all a proven track record of him doing. He has no problem playing a guy like Darian Porter if he shows all the right tools. He has no problem. And as far as the experience factor goes there, now we bring in the competition factor of it. Nobody in this corner room is familiar with Pete like that. As far as like competing to start, nobody's familiar. But everybody's starting off their resume now. Now PG is there, and some of the things will be similar. But even yesterday, when Pete talks about corners, it reiterates to me he's coaching these corners a different way than they've been coached before. They're not getting coached like how they were last year, even though PG is here. They're not getting coached like how they were last year or the year prior. Every time Pete gets to talking about the corners, the eyes light up, all the extra, the skin get to glowing. He is teaching them different, right? He's going about working with the corners in a different way. So in that aspect, nobody that was here last year has no leg up on anything, right? We won 4 games. That was a different coach, a whole different regime. Nobody has a leg up on anything. We all started from the ground up. And if, as of right now, it seems like Eric Stokes is catching on a little quicker, that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's going to happen. Even though we all say, oh, man, but last year was this, last year was that. They're going to see, hey, what are we doing this training camp? That's just me. That's just me. Jay in the building. Stokes CB1, Porter CB2. That's where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at. He checks most of the boxes we are looking for a head coach, experienced winner, culture setter, constantly evolving, and team over me type ego. Agreed. I agree with that. I do agree with that. In 5 years, when have we had the clear cut better QB than the other team? This year, Geno is the clear cut better QB than most opponents. 5 years. No, I give you that. I give you that. 5 years. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've had, a quarterback where we look like this and a team like this where it's kind of there's veterans in spots where we can be happy about, right? But we just got to preface it, see what else is going on. So we got some more news about some of the Raiders moves and what we've done. We also signed, I believe, a corner as well, and we also signed Philip Dorsett. So we made moves, but most of the moves that we made are depth moves, right? These are depth pieces moves. None of the moves that we made yesterday are starter moves. None of them. None of them. In my opinion, now Jamal Adams, he's not even a starter. Just continue to say that. Jamal Adams is not a starter. But, right, he will be quality depth if he can get in there. He will be quality depth. I will say that. Do I even have my I know I heard this somewhere. Put this on Do Not Disturb. But he'll be depth. Right now, you look at the corner we signed. I forget his name. He's not. I don't see him as like, oh man, he's the starting nickel. The nickel's fixed. I'm like, no, I don't see that at all. Right? Was it JT Woods? I believe. Yeah, JT Woods. No, that's not screaming the nickel's fixed or all the secondaries there. No. If anything, his signing even reassures me that there's a problem at nickel. I ain't even gonna cap. JT Woods getting signed assures rundown, hey, there might be a fucking problem here. We all know that, though. We've been talking about this shit for months, so it's not a huge surprise if we get into the season and the nickel spot is a problem. It's not gonna be a surprise. Will it be frustrating? 100%. But will we be shocked and shit? No, because we've been talking about it for months upon months. We're going in there with Darnay Holmes. That's the starter for 17 games. Okay, so be it, right? We have a chance. There's a chance to rectify that. You got Mike Hilton out there. You got other guys out there, but they must think that they're better off with the guys in the room. And if that's the case, so be it, right? So be it. We just got to go ahead and take that on the chin. We're going to take that L, bro. Now, maybe Darnay Holmes surprises us, or maybe they decide to bring that Harper guy down into the box a little bit to play more nickel, because that was sort of the talk before we left in the OTAs coming into this point in the year. Thomas Harper would leave a little more of the safety duties, which maybe the Jamal Adams signing kind of gives us a little hint to go down into the nickel. Okay, cool. Right? Okay, cool. That, and we don't even know how he is fully at nickel, right? He's young in his career too. He's not all that veteran. We don't know what Thomas Harper is. So now we have a bunch of guys at the nickel spot that it's a little shaky at best, to say the least, right? It's a little shaky. So going into that, bro, the signing did nothing for that. Who else did we sign? I believe a guard was signed as well, right? I believe a guard was signed as well. So we can go ahead and get into the guard, but even with the guard play, depth as well, right? Depth as well. We're probably not getting too much from that guard. I don't see it, especially with the rookies that we've drafted and all that in between. Probably camp depth. More than not, right? So for me, nothing moved the needle yesterday. No signing. None of the signings moved the needle at all. Now, some of you might disagree. I see. But I can't get down with that. I can't come out here and, oh, man, the Raiders, we going to the goddamn Super Bowl because Jamal Adams signed. No. We can't do that. We it's disingenuous. You know what I mean? We just looked at the stats about 10 minutes ago. We just looked at Jamal Adams' stats, dog. Since 2020, COVID year. Last I checked, it's 2025. Ain't been a good story. I'll tell you that right now, right? And so that's at least 4 to 5 years of missing production. JT Woods, he was on the Chargers. That's all I gotta say, right? That's it, dog. If we watch the Chargers over the Chargers secondary over the years, it has not been good over the years. He was a part of that secondary. So there you go, right? And as far as the guard, don't know too much, but when you look at the names that we kind of have already that's in rotation, that can play, that can start, there's no way a guard that's signed in late July will affect the rotation of the O-line. It's just that's the realism part of it. And if that's the case, if a guard that you signed in late July is affecting the lineup that much, season's probably fucked off before it starts, to be honest, right? So he's probably not going to do that much of an impact. We need probably more camp bodies. Okay. Now, this is a move to me where I actually like to hear this, and we didn't actually get it done, right? This is the one where I was like, God damn, this one isn't even official. And this is the one I would have came out here and been excited for, to be honest with you. And that is Quentin Jefferson visiting the team yesterday. And this was yesterday, this was a day ago. But, hey, man, this one I'm happy with. This one I'm kind of mad we didn't actually make official. Because now we live in a little bit of the past, but at the end of the day, when we did have Quentin Jefferson, he was one of the better interior D linemen we had when he was here, right? And I believe even last year, he was either with the Seahawks or with the Jets. It's one of the two. I can't remember which one he was with last year, and I'm going to look it up, of course. You already know. But I don't remember which one it was. But I even believe last year I saw him making some impact last year, if I'm not mistaken. But adding to the D-line is always welcome for me. It's always welcome, especially a guy that shows some type of ability already. You know what I mean? Has showed us some type of ability already, and even previously has done some things. Now let's look. Okay, I was wrong on both counts. He was with Buffalo last year. And of course, we'll show the stats. I'll show the stats. But this is a player right here that I would have liked to see us bring in. Veteran. This is why. If Christian Wilkins does not play this first couple of weeks, or even if the injuries is bad where he can't get out there first week or whatever the case, which I've heard opposite. There are a lot of people that I've spoken to that's adamant that this man is going to be playing week 1. Adamant that Christian Wilkins will be playing week 1. So we'll trust these people, right? We will trust these people in what they telling us. But having a veteran to help these rookies is all the help that it can be. And Quentin Jefferson is familiar with Pete, right? He's familiar with Pete. So he kind of already knows Pete, how he gets down, right? And all the extra. As you can see here, man, you see some of the plays he was making while he was with us. And if y'all remember while he was with us, he made a lot of them, right? He was one of the better D linemen that we had with Max. And I believe Max was kind of hot that we let him go, right? At a time, Max, look at that fumble he created right there. Max was kind of hot, we let him go at a time. So not only familiarity with the team, but with the coach. So it all works. Other piece and portion. If Christian Wilkins is slow in the rotation, I've said it for I don't know how many weeks now. If you're expecting a 5th to 6th round rookie to immediately do what Christian Wilkins does, hey, man, you got to reevaluate how you're looking at these guys, bro. Again, you take these goddamn Raider goggles off If you're expecting a 5th to 6th round D tackle to immediately be Christian Wilkins week 1, you need to reevaluate how you're looking at these players, because that's not realistic. Now, again, if they do, woo, you give John Spytek a gold fucking medal for the draft that he just gave us, right? If you're getting a 6th round or 5th round DT to become an Pro Bowler, damn near all pro year 1, oh yeah, you give Spytek a goddamn medal. Give him a medal. Damn near mayor of Las Vegas at that point, right? But what's realistic? What's realistic? Y'all know it, chat. It's probably going to be a little flashes here and there from the rooks, little flashes here and there, but probably gonna take a little bit to really get it going. Gonna take a little bit, and that's okay. But just to throw them out there and be like, oh man, do exactly what a Pro Bowl does, do what a Pro Bowler does. Unrealistic. So now you look at the other veterans on the team. It's only really Adam Butler that's kind of got the most experience as far as the D-line goes when you really look at it. So if you take Christian Wilkins out, Butler's our most experienced D-lineman. I like Luwalu, but he's in his 2nd year. You feel what I'm saying? Like he's not all that up there. And I believe the guy we signed from the Jets to be the nose tackle, he's not super veteran, but he's not super, experienced either. Hasn't really had that many years where he's played and been starting and been productive like that. Quentin Jefferson is a different story, right? He's 32 years of age, so he's a little up there, but he's produced. Still has some left in the tank, right? So we'll be able to get something from Quentin Jefferson on this rotation if need be, and I hope we actually bring him in. I really do hope we bring him in. But let's go ahead, man. Greedy Vance, hey. Make sure y'all tap in tomorrow. That's my guy, Mike. That's Mike guy, right? Because he's a USC guy. I've heard a lot about Greedy Vance. We will tap in with him on the breakdowns tomorrow. Make sure y'all tap in. So what up, Raider Nation? What up, Billy Davis? Ain't seen my guy in a minute, man. What's going on? What's going on? My guy, Reezy Rock, man. Sherman was talking to Brady as a rookie. Pete will play players. Exactly. Nobody has a leg up on anything as far as this competition goes. I love saying it. When Pete was getting hired and he got hired, we all love spreading that competition shit, right? Oh, everybody got to compete. Unless it comes to your favorite player. Then at that point, he ain't got to compete for shit, right? No, wrong. There's only like a handful of dudes on this squad that don't have to sweat about a roster spot. A handful. Other than that, everybody else better be looking over shoulders and sweating. I'll tell you that. But we're going to check out Greedy Vance for sure. DJ says, I agree. Just told me we have better depth. Okay, got you. And DJ, I'm going to text you because once I get back from my trip, bro, I'm going to need your info. Jamal Adams has more sacks in 1 year than Tyree has in his whole career. Yeah. Shit's sad. I'm not even going to talk about that one because if we get into Tyree, bro, we're going to go on a whole 10-minute fucking tangent about that. So we won't even do it. Dead Mike in the building, man. What's going on? Appreciate you for tapping in. Death Pile. He is a camp body. I agree. I feel like most of these guys are camp bodies, though. You know what I mean? I feel like most of these guys are going to be camp bodies. And that's, hey, if we got more veterans that are camp bodies than these younger dudes, that's great. Never know. Washed up. We talking about Jefferson? You talking about Jefferson being washed up? If that's the case, hey, can't be mad at your thinking. Are we playing Trey Taylor over here? This is the thing about even Trey Taylor. I haven't heard a thing about Trey Taylor, and it's very intriguing, bro. They over here, they're bringing safety. I think we probably gotta let that Trey Taylor dream die. No cap. I think we gotta let that die. They're bringing all these safeties in here. I mean, the writing is probably on the wall. No lie. The writing is definitely on the wall, probably. Death Pile in the building, man. What's going on? Wilkerson Band-Aid. Yes, I believe this is a Wilkins Band-Aid. This is something that can help him in the time being. Now, again, I'm just relaying what I'm hearing. From what I'm hearing and from what people are adamantly telling me, right? Christian Wilkins may be back second week of preseason games, right? Okay, definitely back by week 1. Sure. Well, I just hope he's back soon. I just hope he's back soon. Run, I gotta ask how many wins you got us at. I compare QBs to get my number. Right now, bro, I'm at 8. To be real with you, I'm at like 8 or 9. I can't bring myself to go to 10. I can't personally bring myself to go to 10 wins because there are certain. We just talked about some glaring holes right now that are still on the roster. 8 to 9 is where I'm at. Now, when you get to that 8 to 9, all you got to do is just win a couple games you ain't supposed to, right? And now we in the dance. So who knows? Who knows? But I'm just gonna cement it at 8 to 9, and that's probably be it. And that's a great springboard to go off of for the next year, right? I feel like that's a great springboard. Yoshi in the building. What's going on, Yoshi? Appreciate you for being here, man. Hugh Jefferson was solid. He can be there. Chris Clemens' role with the Legion of Boom defense. Mm-hmm. He was the fourth, fifth rusher. I agree. And I love that, though, right? When we talk about D-line, rotation. That's the number one key word when we talking about D-line, rotation. So the more we can add is the better. The more we can add, better. We're going to run the 4-4 split defense. No fucking slot needed. The way this shit is going, dog, I ain't gonna cap, bro. The way this is going, me, you, Dre, I don't know who else, Death Pile, anybody in this chat, dog, we can all try out for nickel the way this shit's going. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If they just gonna pay whatever, you feel me? Hey, donate the proceeds that you gonna pay to play nickel this year. Donate it to whoever in the nation that we feel can go out there and do what they got to do, right? Because at this point, bro, they just signing whatever to go at the nickel spot. Fuck it. You might as well donate them proceeds to the nation, dog. Somebody up in here going to be able to do it. I'll tell you that right now. And if it ain't y'all, right now getting off the podcast shit, and I'm getting back into the form. I ain't going to lie, because I got a couple years for Baby Rundown get into effect. You know what I mean? We still got some years for that. So I'm going to have to take that shit upon myself. Make that bread. What's going on, people? Rick Rock in the building, man. What's going on? Salute. CGR in the building. Salute. What's going on? And I said what's up. I don't think I said what's up, but if I didn't, what's going on, Isaiah? Appreciate you for being here. I think I just brought up a comment, but appreciate you for being here as always, big dog. Who else we got? Death Pile. Yep, 8 or 9 exactly where I fell. Yeah. And that's not bad, bro. There's going to be some people that get pissed at you for saying that. I don't understand why. We just came off of 4 fucking wins. I mean, what's more of an improvement? They want like 4 wins to Super Bowl immediately. No. Because usually when you do that, then the years that follow are very lean. Right? That's not really a great springboard to go off of. You notice the league is trending back to the old school way of football, run the ball and not rely so much on a QB. 100%. And that's because we was all airing it the fuck out. And I think defenses kind of caught on as well, where it's like, well, we're not just going to let y'all air it out all game, so we're going to play these 2 safeties. And yeah, the best way to get a team out of 2 safeties and back their ass up is to run straight at their ass, to be honest with you. Knock them in the mouth. That's the best way to get a team out of playing that 2 safety shell shit. But going in, man, let's talk about some training camp news, bro. We got training camp news, dog. So the fact that we got training camp news means I can finally bring up this graphic. We got Raider recents, man. So we can finally talk about some recent news as far as training camp, what we doing, things of that nature. Now, I have a couple things in here that I definitely want to talk about. What's funny is, man, this is why I love the chat, man. Love y'all, man. You already know, man. I haven't seen too many people say any egregious things about these signings, right? There's been no, oh man, rundown, you tripping, bro. He's he's gonna be a Pro Bowler this year. He's gonna be this. There's none of that. That's why I fuck with y'all, man. That's why we family, right? We get to the point now. We bringing more of the rundown familia up in here, right? What did you call it, Space Beast? I forgot what you called it before, but we're gonna go ahead and change the name to it. But regardless of it, we're bringing more family in here. We all getting to the point where now we understand there are certain signings that's cool, and there are certain signings we don't have to just immediately kiss the ass as soon as the Raiders do something. We don't have to do that. And before we get into training camp, man, let's talk about this. Just because the Raiders do something, don't mean you got to immediately kiss ass and, oh man, great signing. You know it wasn't no fucking great signing. You going in your group chat or wherever at after you just got done posting that bullshit on wherever you posted. You going in your group chat behind the scenes. Man, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we signing this, and that? Nah, speak your truth, right? Speak your fucking truth. Just because the Raiders do something, don't mean it's a Hall of Fame move, right? We can disagree in certain things. Now, let's get into some training camp news, because this is what I've been waiting for. We all been waiting for, goddammit. We are finally back. Now, we got some news about Christian Wilkins yesterday that I think we can go ahead and bring up. Now, this is yesterday's news, and we do have some training camp notes for today from Vinny Bonsignore. Right, we got some notes from Jesse Merritt, and plenty others that we're going to look at. We're going to look at something real quick about what Pete said about Wilkins yesterday, because it is very important that we keep getting updates on that. So let me see. Let's go ahead and bring this up. And of course, no, it's always shout out to Prez, Raiders Resistance for the graphics, as always, man. So before we get it in, man, let's go ahead and let's see what Pete is saying about Wilkins.
For Christian Wilkins. Mentioned that there was a long process. Do you have an update on what it looked like?
It's still uncertain. We still have to wait it out.
In terms of the health of the team, is he the only player that you expect to be on that list?
Yes.
See, and there we go. Right, there we go. Still uncertain. That's what he's saying. Now there's a video circulating with Christian Wilkins out of a boot in some Crocs in the weight room, right? So he was out the boot. He was looking good, right? And we'll see. Maybe he's being coy about the status of Christian Wilkins. But like I said, there's a lot of talk, people adamant that he is going to be back by week 1. So we'll trust the sources and what they've told me, right? What they've told me is that by preseason week 2, we should get some movement. By week 1, he should be back. That is what's been told. Now, I'm gonna share with y'all. I'm skeptical. I am skeptical, but we'll see. Right? We will see. Electric slide. I say that's progress. Yeah. It was a baby slide, but it was progress nonetheless. I will give you that. Christian Wilkins was doing the electric slide the Backstreet Boys in the weight room. Yeah, bro. So in that, I give you that. I will give you that. The fact he's doing that, no boot, looks good. Bloody Raider in the building. Thanks for the content as always, brother. Prosper the new camera. Man, appreciate you. Hey, man, we progressing in here. I got a little something that I gotta buy when I get back, man. But at the end of the day, bro, we continuing to boost the channel as we do. Damn, Hall of Fame game end of the month. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Man, I'm excited for this year, bro. I can't even understate how excited I am for this year. You know, baby rundown here. This is his first season. You feel what I'm saying? His first football ever, bro. This is gonna be a good one, man. I'm very excited to watch that with my boy, man. It's gonna be real. OJ Raider, man, what's going on, big dog? Appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you. You see his facial remark. That's what, if you're talking about Pete, bro, like Pete don't make you feel good about this injury at all. he He don't give you no type of hope. He be squashing on that shit. How you feel? You feel good about Wilkins? Like, damn, bro. Give me no confidence at all. Wilkins is not coming back. Bank on it. That injury is going to stick with him well beyond football if he stays the same way. If he don't go rest his big ass. Hey, dog. Hey, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. So how many of y'all are confident that Wilkins will be back? How many of y'all are not that confident that he's going to be back? Y'all let me know, man. Let me know how y'all feeling, bro. Because him being back, if he's healthy, 100%, again, there is a significant change when he's on the field, right? There's a significant change when he's on the field. So all the people that were sitting there saying, hey, man, let's just cut Christian Wilkins. He's not really doing anything. Listen here, buddy. Listen here. Turn in your football card, right? You really think that we should cut or trade Christian Wilkins? Turn in the football card, bro. I'm gonna be real. Even some of y'all that are saying that it was a waste of money, I don't agree with that either. Yes, the injury had a factor to it, but y'all are confusing old Raider failure with this new shit, right? Old Raider failure is we pay the guy, he actually plays, and he fucking sucks, right? Like that's old Raider failure, where he actually plays out the contract and he's ass. This is not this case, bro. Like when he played these games that he played for us last year, you can tell immediately the difference. I personally, bro, immediately the difference when he got on the squad, I said, this is what the fuck we've been missing as far as interior D linemen. I saw it last year, especially in the run game. But even in the pass game, there was some continuity that was starting to be formed with Christian Wilkins and Max rushing on the same side or pulling stunts, bro. I saw it. He brought the impact, the difference. It was only a minimal amount of games, though, right? And y'all, if y'all don't believe me, go back. Go back. I encourage anybody. Go back. Watch the film. Watch how he looked with Wilkins and when he left. It's different. So I don't agree with nobody saying you got to get rid of him, bro. That is not smart. I don't believe it's smart. SoCal, what's going on, SoCal? Wilkins will miss the first 4. I hope not. But if he does, we gotta try to see what we can do. Salute to you though, bro. Appreciate you for being here, man. He will be back. That's what we're gonna trust the people that I'm hearing this from, bro. We're gonna trust people I'm hearing it from. Old Raider Luck would have kept Jimmy G healthy. Exactly. Jimmy G would have played all 17 games and he would have gave us everything that he could. And we know I didn't want to see Jimmy G for no 17 fucking games. We all knew what time it was with that. But just a little update on what Pete feels about Christian Wilkins, where he's at right now, and we'll see, right? We got a couple more clips to look at. We got Pete's mindset, and I think this is important for us to bring up. Pete's mindset in going into the season. Because, yes, when it comes to fans, we can say 8 wins, 9 wins. We better not be fucking saying that in the building, right? If you're in the building, you doing a job, you better believe you can win the goddamn Super Bowl. That's for us as fans to speculate and have low expectation. You feel what I'm saying? We've been fans for many and many years, and we have this sort of shit now where we can, I don't want to say we expect to be disappointed, but, you know, being years of Raider fan, being a Raider fan for years takes some toll on your life. You know what I mean? So we've been disappointed many a time. So some of us are going to say, all right, man, we just want to see a floor be put in, a base be put in. That's where I'm at. 8, 9 wins does that for me. But when you're in the building, though, I want to hear delusion. You feel what I'm saying? When you're my head coach, when you're a player, I want to hear delusion. I want to hear you think you're going to win the bowl. And we're going to give you, I'm going to show y'all a little clip of how Pete is viewing this year. And even if we don't make it all the way there, where we land could still end up being good, though.
Pete, you talked a lot about having a sense of urgency when it comes to competing right away, just as a team here. What do you think would constitute success for you guys this season?
Oh, we got to win a ton. We got to win a bunch of games. There ain't nothing. I can't even imagine anything. I've been winning 10 games a year for 20 years or something, you know. I mean, what are my expectations? We're going to win a bunch. And I don't care, you know, who hears that. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It ain't about what anybody hears. It's about what we do. And so that's why expectations are really high. The standards need to be so that the expectations can be met. We'll see what happens. You know, I wish I could guarantee it to you, but I can't even think of what else it could be other than being really successful.
I like hearing that. Right? I like hearing that. Again, that's for us fans to say maybe 8 games, whatever. My head coach, nah, bro. I've been winning 10 plus games for this X, Y, and Z. I'm going to continue my streak. We're going to continue what I do, and it's going to permeate through the team. I love it. I just love to hear that, man, because it at least shows, yes, regardless of where we land, bro, it's going to be a bitch and a half to play this team, bro. It's going to be a real challenge to match the physicality of this team, to match the competition of this team. And if that's the case, you know what I mean? We're starting off on the right foot. I believe we're starting off on the right foot. Now, we got Geno Smith, a clip from Geno, and then we'll talk about some little practice notes that we have, and then we'll get ready to wrap it up. But clip from Geno, you know, talking about what he expects from this year, what he expects from this self-shooting, and everything in between. And I ain't gonna lie, man. That boy Geno dropping some bars lately. Shit. I mean, he said something. He said that about running the table the other day. He dropping them bars. But let's see what Geno had to say. Damn, I got the hiccups and shit. Let's see what Geno had to say to us.
Or even in OTAs, I think you said something to the effect of, it doesn't matter how many years it's been, there's always areas you're trying to get better. What this training camp, what are some of those points of emphasis for you where you feel like you can make a leap?
Man, I think it all starts with fundamentals for me. Just being fundamentally sound, making sure that you know, everything that Coach Olsen is coaching us to do, we're getting it done. And then for me, always completions. It's all about production. I'm always finding ways to get better, whether that's, you know, on the field or off the field. It could be leadership as well. I think, you know, Alex Guerrero has done a great job with me with just the leadership aspect and helping me continue to, you know, develop as a leader. And so every part of my game has to improve. I can't pinpoint one thing because I think that's, you know, it's kind of taken away from everything else. You know, we work hard on this practice field, and, you know, we come out here to get better, and that's what I try to do.
Yeah. I'm very excited to watch Geno this year, man. I feel like he's going to go ahead and give us something we ain't seen in a while from a Raiders quarterback, man. And I think he's going to come out here and be aggressive to a point we haven't seen for a long while for Raiders QBs, right? I think he's going to be real aggressive, man. But let's get into the last portion of the show, man. And today we're going to be talking about some training camp news. We got training camp news. So, God damn, excuse me. I got hiccups, everybody. So, excuse me. I'm trying to go ahead and get rid of them. But we almost done here. Woo! But let's see what we got, man. We got some training camp news that we can go ahead and talk about. Some news that I think is going to at least open some eyes to the beginning as far as what we got going on, what the Raiders got going on as far as practice, maybe what we're looking at. All right, so first piece of news that we got here, man, from Jesse Merritt, which is very interesting, but I definitely want to tap in with it, right? The tight end room looks to be very scary, right? The tight end room looks to be very scary because we know what we got with Brock. We know what time it is there, but Ian Thomas looks to be flashing his whip, right? As you can see here, Ian Thomas flashed during practice, right? He flashed during OTA practices. So obviously continuing that going into this year and showing up day one. He doesn't specify what it was this year. He don't specify what it is this that Ian Thomas did, but he does specify that he's doing his thing, right? So we got Brock, we got Mayer, we got Ian Thomas, and if Ian Thomas ends up being a contributor, that's 3 tight ends, bro, that is going to get real scary to see how other teams defend us, right? With that type of physicality that we can put on the field. Hey, I didn't know that Gino's a Libra, man. Hey, we all in the same gang. You feel what I'm saying? Libra gang. I'm right with y'all, man. I'm right with y'all. I still got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do for my birthday this year, bro. I haven't done anything for my birthday in years. I got to figure that out. But I like this, man. I like hearing this. But Buddy Raider says there's only one coach in our division without a Super Bowl. How fitting he coaches the San Diego Chargers. Ain't that hilarious? Everything is always full circle, ain't it? But Ian Thomas coming out here, starting it off nice with good work. I like that. So, again, it can only strengthen what we got going on in our tight end room, right? 3 tight ends that are capable, different skill sets kind of too with all 3 of them. We can work. Chip Kelly can do some things with that. Remember, Chip Kelly is the mastermind behind all of what's going to make this engine go. So I like it. But we got some more quotes by Gino, right? And we're talking about our newly acquired rookie out of the backfield. We're talking about Ashton Jeanty. And you can immediately see how they're going to be using them, kind of, right? You said Geno Smith on Ashton. Ashton is a smooth running back out the backfield. We've seen what he can do breaking tackles, but said he's really impressed with the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. That's exactly what we want to hear, right? That's it. Yes, we know he can run the ball, but in order for Ashton Jeanty to reach, I don't know who else has this goal, so we'll just say rundowns, lofty goal of Saquon's rookie year numbers, which was 2,000 all-purpose. If we're going to reach that goal, we got to be catching out the backfield. We have to be catching out the backfield. At the very minimum, I need to see at least around like 400 yards receiving, right? 400 yards receiving, because I saw it in 2023. So I'm glad that ability is showing up to the forefront. I'm glad his quarterback sees that already, right? Because when you're a running back, when it comes to quarterbacks getting out of trouble, right? You can look to a tight end, whatever the case, but you got to understand, bro, I'm right next to you. You know what I mean? You're a running back, bro. I'm right next to you. I can be a safety blanket. For any running back that's a good receiver will be a safety blanket for a quarterback. The fact that you're right there, you know what I mean? It don't have to be that crazy long passes, or anything that you're doing that's risky when you're throwing to running backs. More times than not, you're not really throwing risky throws, risky routes, right? I mean, now if you got running backs lined up in the slot and shit, then yeah, that's different. But out the backfield, not that many risky throws. Very, very safe. So any quarterback that has a receiving threat out the backfield, they're going to look for him. They're going to use him. And I think that we'll see that this year with Jeanty. We'll see that this year with Jeanty. I hope we do. We better, to be honest with you. We better. I'm expecting it. I'm expecting it. So going into that, right, let's get some more news in, man. And we're going to be bouncing back and forth. We'll bounce back and forth from other beat writers that were there. Now, and other players as well. It seems that the Raiders are changing it up a little bit. They got hella players doing interviews at the same time. So more, I guess more content to be had. But we got Jacoby Myers as well. He said some things about his game being balanced, and I agree with that. I think he does a lot of things very well, but not one thing exceptional, right? That I feel like he was very accurate when he said that. So I like to hear that. But we got Trey Tucker, right? He gave us some quotes about Geno Smith and some of the balls that he threw that had him going wow, which you can kind of tell from the players that have been here before in the past, they're not used to this type of quarterback play. You feel what I'm saying? They're not. God damn it! I apologize again. I'm over here hiccuping all up in the mic, all up in y'all face. Apologies, but they're not used to this type of quarterback play. You gotta tell from like some of the guys that was here last year or some years. Like you can tell they're like, oh, this what the shit look like. You know, you can kind of tell it's there, bro. Where it's like, this is what the fuck is supposed to feel like. Real quarterback play. Because from some of these quotes, dog, some of these motherfuckers like, wow, oh my God, right? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I haven't had this type of quarterback play in a minute, bro. And by all accounts, I feel him. A guy like Trey Tucker, you goddamn right. I feel him. Bro, he's one of the main people where he's probably like, his life has changed. Probably one of the main players on the squad where he feels like his life has changed by Geno Smith being here, dog. Because what Trey Tucker has had to endure since being in the league, I would wish that. Well, nah, I would wish that shit upon my worst rival team. But right, it's a tough way to start your career, bro. Very tough, very tough. So I'm glad. I'm happy to see that he's excited with Geno. I'm excited myself to see what Trey Tucker can do with a guy like Geno Smith. But this is what I wanted to come to, right? And previously, I've always said this. You can go to whatever video. I think back when we had Andre James, bro, I was over here sweating, ranting, and raving, preaching this. Your center, to me personally, your center should be the captain. Honestly, the center should be the guy on the line. Yes, the left tackle is the most important. He is the most important. But as far as being that captain, being that guy, when you have a center that's that guy on the line, it changes the line a little bit, right? And when the attitude comes from the guy in the middle, right? When the leader is the guy in the middle, the line is a little bit better, in my opinion, when you have that type of center. Not only that, when your center and quarterback have a dynamic, that strengthens it even more, right? Because now when we go into games, I can trust my center gonna make them right calls. I can trust he sees what I see. There's a blitz, there's a stunt, whatever so be. We on one accord. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes maybe even as the years go or as the comfortability goes, as a quarterback, sometimes I don't gotta make the checks. Right? I don't. Because my center guy, he sees it, right? I mean, just go back to listen to how Jalen Hurts was speaking about Jason Kelsey. Or let's keep it regular, how Derek Carr was speaking about Rodney Hudson, right? These are guys where they're Pro Bowlers, they're mainstays, where they're so good that you as a quarterback, you can take a deep breath, right? Because you know he got you. And this quote right here, by all accounts, tells me that. And it makes me happy that now the leader. Now, look, just because I say the leader of the squad is not downplaying Colton Miller is a wonderful soldier. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he done soldiered through regime after regime, coach after coach, whatever the case. But we all know up to this point in his career, he's not the most vocal guy. Colton is not vocal. He's not the most rah-rah. He's not the most get in your face or do all that extra. He's just not. That's not his personality. JPJ is, right? He is 100%. And that's what I love to see. Now, this quote even makes me feel even more happy. This is Geno on JPJ. Jackson and I have already developed a tight bond. Love that guy. He's an extremely hard worker. Know that the two of them are putting in a ton of work together in the film room and on the field. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. That tells you everything, right? Film room, keep in mind. Now we're going to be able to read each other's thoughts, how we feel about this protection, how we feel about this blitz, how we feel about X, Y, and Z. We're going to read each other's thoughts. And that's what you need. The less talking, the less thinking, and we all know this in football, the less talking and thinking there is, the better the play. And that's what we getting, bro. That's what we get. JPJ, Death more of a leader than Cole. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's not a bad thing at all. Personalities are different. But I just think now we got that. And more than sorry, Andre J. Yes, 100%. Yes. DJ, Rodney had that O-line in check. We never had an issue picking up stunts until James was center. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? Now, like, you get to see, like, we see how important a really good center is, bro. Because just like DJ said, when you really think back, bro, there was very minimal times with Rodney Hudson where we collapsed assignments, we missed blocks, we were just collapsed in the interior. Very minimal. Until he left, right? But now we got it back. Death Pile. JPJ is the modern day Jim Otto. For those of y'all that watch Jim Otto, I feel like this is something that y'all are seeing. But I will say it because, of course, we all know I ain't watched Jim Otto. But I will say it is funny how some of our players continue to resurrect themselves, right? Like it's kind of funny, bro. It's kind of funny that we got players in the regime when you look at our history that as the years go, it's like a little resurrection of that player. It's kind of funny. But let's continue, man. We continue to go in. I think we got something from Ryan McFadden as well. Let me see. I'm gonna bring this up right now too. I'm gonna bring this up as well, but we'll talk about this a little bit different. But Trey Tucker giving us something about Chip Kelly's offense, right? He gives us something about Chip Kelly's offense, so we'll bring that up here, right? Again, another guy that I'm excited to see. But this is day one, so we're just breaking it in. So everybody that's maybe waiting on training camp videos or whatever, you're not going to get that today, right? This is day one install. We'll probably get a little more click-clacking next week. But Tucker on Chip Kelly's offense. This is day one, so we're just breaking it in. But you guys will see over camp that it's going to pick up. His offense is very explosive. I do not doubt that, bro. I feel like Chip Kelly, again, we had Violator on Good Morning Raiders on a Saturday, I believe 2 weeks ago, and he said, and he put it perfect, that's the gem of the offseason, right? Like, I love having Geno. I love getting Geno, but the fact we got Chip Kelly, that's the gem right there, man. That's the gem. So one more tweet that I want to look at, and it is from Vinny Bonsignore, right? It is from Vinny Bonsignore. I want to look at this because it kind of gives us an insight on what they're feeling the starters are right now, right? Who are the starters to start it off? And then obviously as camp goes, we will see who starts taking spots, right? Who starts taking spots? But let me see. Let's go into it, bro. I was seeing if there's one more thing that I wanted to bring up, making sure there wasn't one more thing that I wanted to talk about, but doesn't seem like it. I think this is the last. Yeah, this is the last tweet because there's a couple of things that we can go ahead and save for another day. We can save for another day, or I wouldn't say that. I just say more of like a. I think it's more like it ain't that big of a deal, to be honest, as of right now. But let's go. This is the last tweet that I want to talk about. Obviously, I think the most important, though. Boom. This kind of, from Vinny Bonsignore, kind of entails the whole practice today in its entirety. Now we go here. 3 observations from Raiders camp. First 11-on-11 period featured a bunch of 3 linebacker sets with Roberts, White, and Pratt, which I'm not mad at. I actually want them to be on the field like that. You know what I mean? Because, again, that limits the amount of maybe guys in the secondary that we don't trust all the way to cover. So I like seeing that. I do like seeing that. First team offense, 11-on-11 personnel consistently. and this is what we'll talk about here. Thornton, Tucker, Myers, and wide receiver. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, we talked about this during the offseason. What name on the wide receivers have you not heard at all this year? Let's keep it funky. Let's keep it funky. What name? We just drafted, buddy. There's a name that we have not heard at all. And it is, training camp has just started, but it's very, very, I'm not going to say, I'm not concerned up to this point, but it's curious why I have not heard contributions from Jack Besh, right? It's very curious. Now, I think, Besh can't really get on the field because of Jacoby, and that's kind of probably where it is. I think Jacoby and Jack Besh play the same type of game. I think they got the same type of game for real, and I think they play the same role. They got to be in the slot, kind of, got to be in the slot, operate out of there mostly, but outside's not really the main thing. Very interesting that we're not seeing Jack Besh at all, right? Dante Thornton, I'm not really tripping about seeing him. I'm not surprised because he's an outside guy, right? We need outside receivers, especially if Jacoby is going to be playing slot. Then yeah, Thornton is going to be playing outside. I'm happy about seeing him there. I'm happy that he continues to constantly be where he's supposed to be, making the plays. So we might really have something with Thornton. I might be very excited, bro. I'm very excited. Tucker, I'm glad, and I'm right with you, Isaiah. I love the fact that they're on the field together. That type of speed. Not many teams got DBs that can stay with that type of speed. Not too many. So I'm very excited about that. But Jack Besh, bro, the fact that we haven't heard anything, I'm still there. I still think that he's going to be good. I still think we have something with that. But very curious that he cannot get on the field or he has not been heard of yet. That's very curious to me. And I'm very intrigued to see when we're going to start hearing something. Now, preseason, we'll see him. We'll be able to see him preseason. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think right now it's a little concerning that we haven't heard anything. Shout out Raider Nation Jason, man, in the building, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, man, as always. So we're getting ready to wrap this thing up here. Getting ready to go ahead and wrap the show up, man. But before we do that, you already know, man, got to give y'all the programming. Appreciate y'all for being here as always, man. It's another beautiful day. Now, I don't know. I don't know if this works. Let me see. Boom. I was looking at some practice stuff, but I'm gonna give y'all the free programming. If y'all are going to Raiders camp, this is here right now. Vinny Monsignor has put that. I just want to go ahead and tap in with y'all. Did he just mean for today, or did he mean for the rest of camp? Right, the rest of camp is first come, first serve. Now, if that's the case, y'all let me know because I want to go ahead and try to get the one for sure. I'm gonna try to get the one. But if you got to get tickets or whatever for some practices, man, let me know. If you got to get tickets for practices, let me know. But if it's first come, first serve, that's a different story. That's a different story. You might see Rundown in that mug. You might see me. You might see me at one of these practices, man. If y'all going, y'all might see me at one of these practices. But let's go ahead and give y'all the program for the show, man. That is the show for today. We appreciate everybody that tapped in, man. Everybody that tapped in with the show, that showed some love, showed some support, man, and went ahead and commented. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well for your dog, man. Appreciate everybody that is here. Well, y'all already know we have Blunts and Breakdowns. It is the live episode tomorrow with Blunts and Breakdowns. And guess what? We're watching everybody's favorite corner. We got Ja'Cory and Bennett on tap tomorrow, man. So make sure you guys tune in, right? It's gonna be very fun conversation. Y'all know when we go live on Blunts and Breakdowns, it's always funny, right? So make sure y'all tap in. We got Eric Stokes as well, and I believe Darian Porter. So we got all the starting caliber corners tomorrow for Blunts and Breakdowns, 6 o'clock tomorrow. So tap in. Saturday, We also have Good Morning Raiders, right? I believe we have MC Raider on Saturday. And that's going to be a fun one as well, man. Them Good Morning Raider shows have been a real treat, man. It's been a treat. Y'all been showing up. Y'all been showing support, man. And, yeah, y'all can be doing whatever on Saturdays, man. But you're tapping in with your dog, so I appreciate that. And last but not least, as y'all know, giving y'all the programming, Rundown is going to be gone next week. Pretty much all next week. I'm going to be out, going to be gone, no podcast. Got to get away. You know what I mean? I got to get some woosah, right? You feel me? If you on YouTube, you pretty much seeing this beautiful mug all the time. You feel what I'm saying? So it's time for me to go ahead and rest somewhere for a little bit. So next week, Rundown is gone. You will have no Rundown shows. And yes, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, Death Pile. But you will have no Rundown shows next week. We're going to be out. The following week, we will be back, and we on season schedule. I'm talking about Turf and Rundown. We talking about what's the State of the Nation with Cheeto, right? Boom. Still with the solo show. Still with the blunts and breakdowns. Still with the Good Morning Raiders. And, of course, little TRS action in there as well. So when we get back, bro, we full-fledged, right? We in season mode, dog. I'm going to be giving y'all that good content. But till then, man, y'all already know, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all continue to mark your calendars for 2 weeks when Rundown returns for our next Wednesday show, right? And we can get into some more of that training camp. But until then, make sure you guys, oh, yeah, it's going to be on. It's going to be on. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys are tapping on all them buttons, man. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. You already know what it is. I might, like I said, if I get the rundown or the tap in on any tickets or whatever for training camp, stay tuned, man. Either look at the YouTube, look posts, or look at X, whatever, man. If I can make it to a practice, bro, I'm going to tap in. Say I'm going to go to a practice. Hopefully I can meet some of y'all out there, man. But until then, y'all already know what it is. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit all that fancy stuff. I will see y'all in 2 weeks for our next Rundown show. But until then, you know what we say, man. We keep it all authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown. Till then, y'all be safe. Love y'all, man. And I'll see y'all soon.